This is the local and national news from Fabulous 103 FM, and it would be fabulous if you subscribed. It's easy. Click the subscribe button, and at the same time, click the like button too. For the third time in under a year, electricity prices are set to rise in Thailand again in January as the power companies battle rising global prices for fuel. The best-case scenario for January is another 14% rise, which would see the unit price hovering at just around 5.4 baht a unit. The worst, much higher, as it could go to above 6 baht a unit. In addition to extra costs for utilities in homes, industry will see overheads rise, which in turn will result in the cost of many retail goods rising. As a manufacturing hub, Thailand has developed and expanded its factory programs over decades and is seen by global firms as an extremely efficient workforce. For them too, shopping around won't help, as globally fuel and power costs are rising. 5.37 baht would see the Electricity Generating Authority hemorrhaging money, and according to them, even if the price rose to over 6 baht, they would still incur massive losses. Today's price is 4.72 baht, and that in itself is a record high. But it's expected that liquid gas prices will rise by 17%, and that's the major imported source of fuel for generator plants here. Final pricing is yet to be announced, but even the lowest possible increase will have seen electricity rise 3 times at around the 16% mark each time since the past spring. One possibility is that price subsidies for the poor, who use little energy, would be put into place to keep bills lower for them. For most expats here, the biggest part of our bills is either air conditioning or swimming pool pumps. To keep bills lower, it's recommended that all are serviced regularly, as keeping the filters clear and fins washed, units are far more efficient. The price hike will really show, of course, as the hot season approaches, seeing usage rise and with that bills too. The Crime Suppression Division of the police this week have shown their strength as Operation Hanuman versus Online Casino Mafia went from undercover to visible in 14 provinces. 63 addresses used to operate online gambling sites from north to the south of the nation have been raided so far, seeing equipment and assets of high value seized and operators arrested, and has resulted from information gleaned during arrests 2 months ago that saw another group operating then in 10 provinces closed down. Thousands are alleged to be employed in this currently targeted group, with tens of millions of baht turned over daily. World Cup may not be shown here as previously promised. This is the Thai Ministry of Tourism and Sport appears to be ailing in its battle to raise a further 1 billion baht over and above the 600 million handed to them by the NBTC. They're asking for discounts from FIFA, who, it appears, are less than generous. FIFA, though, is likely to suffer as much as locals, as many now view TV on the internet through streaming, which is likely to become more popular. But with only 5 days to go till the first whistle, it's all up in the air. Some 26 of the Great Unwashed have been held by police in Phetchabun. By their own description, they go without bathing, as a so-called gang of small bike riders race from various tourist attractions and have become renowned, according to Thai media, for causing trouble and driving without any care. The weekend arrests resulted from those caught without helmets, having no vehicle registration plates, or modifying their bikes. In Chompoon, cops found a Lao man in his rented room, shot in the nether regions. It turns out he'd been fired at by an ex-husband of his current wife. The gun was discovered in the ex's room, still loaded. He told cops his weapon fired by mistake, so he'd put it away. Whilst he's charged with attempted murder, nothing can compensate the shot man for his injuries, which, according to his wife, will leave him less than active in nocturnal activities. She went on to say that that wasn't the most important thing in her life and that she would stay with him whatever the outcome. Meanwhile, at home, and the New Nordic Development Group has submitted an appeal to a court decision that threw out their application for bankruptcy protection, throwing their so-called investors into turmoil. The deal was that they could submit their application by the end of last month, and they say that whilst Chinese tourism isn't on the cards, they do hope to gain rental business, at least from the emerging Indian tourist market. With those investors not having seen a cent in return for years, now many are hoping that the mammoth orange roof operation might just be able to haul itself from the ashes. The former Chonburi Police Commissioner has, according to Thai media, been transferred to an inactive post. This as he faces charges of complicity in the switch of real suspects for patsies. 2 men pretended to be the armed guards who raided a rented pool villa last month. Both have already been sentenced, and the real gangsters, 10 of them, taken into custody, following the intervention of the Assistant National Police Chief, who, at the time, told us that both the raiders and renters were thought to be involved in the drug trade. And with the Met Office promising highs today of 31, dropping down to 24, an overcast day with a good chance of storms. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.